maxed out as Dyno. Right then, welcome back to another episode on our M4 diesel project. So far we have done a few different stages to get to where we are now, which is currently 485 horsepower and 800 foot-pound of torque. And just to give you an idea of how fast this vehicle actually is, it's currently doing 0 to 60 in 3.19 seconds, 100 to 200 in 8.67 seconds, and a quarter mile in 11.3 seconds. So it's already pretty quick. Going back to the beginning, we originally started with the stock turbo. We fitted the exhaust system on there and a bigger intercooler. I think we saw around 390, 395 horsepower, somewhere around those figures. The next step was to put our stage 1 hybrid turbo on there, retaining the stock fuel system. That went on at the same time as our 3.5-inch intake. We saw about 440 horsepower, and we'll put in a clip of what torque it did at the time. I can't really remember. At that power, we maxed out the standard fuel system, so then we fitted an uprated fuel pump and uprated injectors to get where we are now at the 485 horsepower. So, because we are now at the limit of the stage 1 hybrid turbo, we are now going to be fitting our stage 2. So this is even bigger. It looks a lot more fancy because this has got a gold Cerakote on there, which helps with the heat dissipation in the engine bay. This turbo, on paper, should be good for over 600 horsepower, but that is what we're going to find out in this video. So we've got plenty of fuel. The tune it's on at the minute is still pretty smoky, so we know we need more air in there, hence the bigger turbo and more boost. So in theory, by the end of this video, we should be well into the 500 horsepower. It'd be nice if we could get up to 600 horsepower, but whether that's achievable or not, we'll soon find out. But let's crack on, get this fitted, and then get it on dyno.
Well then, have you seen this? I don't know if you know about it.
Whoa, what's that?
Oh snap!
What?
She's bottle fed.
So, can you remember that really nice looking gold turbo that we showed you at the beginning of this video? Well, now you can't see any of it because it's tucked down the side of the engine, which is a real shame. It'd be nice if it was kind of fully top mounted and it all on display, but it's not. But the coating wasn't just for fancy, it's obviously to help with the heat dissipation around the engine bay. So that is all fitted now. I think that's a new record for Dan. He reckoned he's done it in about 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. The other thing he's done while he's been under the bonnet is we have now got the nitrous solenoid fitted and the braided line, and then if we head to the boot, we are now plumbed up and ready. So it needs a bracket on there, but it's on, and I'm pretty sure that means we might be able to test the nitrous when it's on the dyno. So let's get this pulled out of the fab shop, get it onto the dyno, and see what figures we can see with the new turbo. Smoked him. Hello, Danny speaking. Yeah. What, this Thursday? Like 2 days? Yeah. Yeah, we'll make it happen. See you there. Bye-bye. So, as you've just seen, we have just had a phone call from the guys at CarWow. that have asked us to get our M4 diesel ready for some drag race action. As you saw in the last bit of this video, we were initially going to be putting this on the dyno, but not this soon. We have now got 2 days. Yeah, technically we've got tomorrow and Wednesday to get this finished, finish the tune. We're going to have to run it with the nitrous. It'd be nice if we could get some testing done, 0 to 60, 100 to 200 quarter miles. Realistically, probably not going to happen. This is quite a bit of a rush job now. So we're going to do what we can. This is going to be on the dyno. What time is it now? It's gone 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on Monday. So we're going to do what we can today. This is going to stay on probably first thing in the morning, and then it's going to have to come back off for customer jobs, which is going to give us even less time to get this ready. But yeah, we're going to make it happen. This car will be going to car wow on Thursday. I'd like to say if it's ready or not, but it can't not be ready. It's going to have to be ready. So we need more air.
I need air, but the engine can't supply it. Well, turbo's definitely there. I'm basically maxed out on this thing.
Bigger valves, porta dead.
That's what it needs now.
Or nitrous.
Nitrous.
Let's get it on. Well, that was his first nitrous pull, and there were no nitrous. Done. Take 2. That's ridiculously loud. It's ridiculously loud.
I'm gonna check jet out.
We've maxed out as dyno. Right, it is the morning after. Tom stayed behind last night to do some tweaking on the BMW. We are now finally happy with the final figures. I say happy, I'm going to say happy with the time scale that we've got. We still need to change the tyres. We know that they normally do a brake test, so we need to change the rear pads in it as well. And obviously we've got customers' cars waiting to come on the dyno. So as it is, it's as good as it's going to get for the Car Wow event. Let's have a look at the figures. So we'll start with diesel only. So 483.8, that is with the stage 1 turbo on there and the fuel upgrades. We are now at 485.8, so not a massive difference in the peak power from the bigger turbo. We haven't really played around with the tune too much, but as you can see, we have got a little bit more lag mid-range, which to be expected. There's a bigger difference between the small and big turbos now. Bottom end, you're never going to drive in this kind of area at 1600 RPM, so that doesn't really matter. As soon as you're on boost at 3200 RPM, it's pretty much exactly the same, but the biggest difference now with the big turbo, it just keeps pulling all the way to the red line, which we've increased to, I think it's set at 5100 RPM, maybe a little bit more. So because it's literally just flat, the power's this bottom one, it's literally flat from 3200 RPM all the way to like 5200 RPM, which, as you probably heard on the dyno yesterday, it just seems to keep screaming. It doesn't seem to end. Be interesting to get it on the road to see what it's like, and obviously be interested to see what it's going to be like at the drag strip. We did see a little bit more power with the nitrous, so let's have a look at those figures as well. So the first nitrous run saw just a 10 horsepower gain. Not too bad. Dan wasn't happy with it. I can't remember what size jet it's got on there. I think it was a 100 jet or a 150 jet, but not the results we were expecting. We were kind of hoping for at least 30 horsepower plus from that, maybe a little bit more. So we need to have a look into that when we've got a little bit more time. So Dan being Dan, we just took out the nozzle and we ran it up again to see 520 horsepower. I think the biggest difference is mid-range now. We are at 900 pounds-foot of torque, which I think is like 1250 newton meters, which is just absolutely ridiculous. This slight dip that we've got, that's completely gone. As soon as it gets a little bit of a sniff of the nitrous, it's just up there. And then again, just all the way across the rev range, all the way to the red line, it's just more power. So as I've mentioned, we do need to get this off the dyno now for a customer's car. We have got plenty to be doing on this as well. So let's get it in the workshop, let's get all the other bits done, and then fingers crossed we have got enough time to do a little bit of testing before we set off on Thursday morning for the Car Wow event. Right, Thursday has come round very quick. We're pretty much ready to set off to the Car Wow shoot. We haven't had any chance to do any testing, which is quite worrying. I mean, this has been a complete rush job from Tuesday when we got to know that we were going to now, but we think it's ready. I suppose there's only one way to find out. So if you want to see the Car Wow video, please subscribe to the channel and we'll see you in that one.